Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Thank you for joining the Language Challenge channel. We are talking about challenges, not usual challenges. It's a challenge to learn a new language. This is how I started this channel, because it was first of all a challenge for me to learn German many years ago. And let's see if there is a connection. I can hear myself. Great. I see something. Let's see if there is a connection. Let me check. How do I see? Up. So there is. Okay. Let me know if you can see everything. Let me see if you are there. I'm searching also. Right. I think we are live. If you are there, please write me where are you from, and please write me what is your language challenge. What is now your challenge for a learning language? Which language? Yeah. And where are you from? How far away are you from me? So I welcome you now from Germany, from the beautiful town, or close to the town of Trier. Trier, Germany. Next to the Luxembourg and French border, and then and with very beautiful river Mosel on the side. So I see there is a connection. So without further ado, let me focus on the subject of today. So we are meeting now in the week number 14. We are meeting every week. Now it's normally Wednesday. I'm sorry if anybody was expecting yesterday the Wednesday. It should be the live. I'm so sorry for this if anybody was waiting and didn't see the live, but I had my family's a little bit problem, and my son was sick, and I'm a little bit sick also, but he is fortunately better. It wasn't nothing serious. For a kid, small kid, is looks like they can survive more than we think. And now me and my wife, we are struggling with the same virus. So there was a little virus, but we had to check it in the doctor because there was a high fever. Well, I don't have fever, but looks like my voice is now more mature, let's say. Older, sounds older than I am. Not sure if it's good, probably not. All right, so today we are talking about how to break the block and start to speak in 7 days. Yeah? Let's see, let's write. How to break the ice, maybe. The ice. To speak in 7 days. So look, speaking is the most important part of learning language. Maybe it used to be 10-20 years ago learning how to read. Maybe it was important learning how to write in foreign language, especially strange signs which are, for example, in Russian language or in Chinese, Korean, Japanese. It was probably important at that time. It's not anymore, because almost all of the text we are reading today is on the electronic devices like mobile phone and computer, laptop, tablet. So they are reachable to translate it. Doesn't matter from which language. Within a second you will have it translated to your favorite language, to if you speak English or if you speak German, whatever language you want, it will be translated to. Doesn't matter if it's written in Chinese or Philippines, Arabic or Hindi or Russian, it will be translated to you. So writing and reading it's not exactly the most important. Nobody reads newspapers today. They are going online on the X or Facebook even, or just online on the newspapers, New York Journal, whatever, yeah, or your local newspaper from your country now is available online. You can pay it and have it on online without printing, wasting paper, wasting place for you, and wasting the time, because you can choose whatever you want to read, not everything which is there. So this is the word changed, yeah. So it's not important. What is important is still speaking. That's why we are talking now about breaking the barrier, breaking the ice, and start to speak. Speak, not write, not read, but speak. It's all about speaking, guys, now with today's words in learning. So the promise is that you know that you can start to speak earlier than you think. Look, about me. So first, my language I had to learn was in my primary school language, German. And in that time, in primary school, I find out that I have no talent in languages. Really, that was the worst subject for me. And barely I went through the classes, barely between the classes, because I had the worst grades in German language. I was a little bit better in math, quite good in chemistry, in physics, quite normal, good in sport, but not brilliant, so just average. But German was the worst for me. So that proved that I had no talent in languages. Then in secondary school, I learned English, and English at least I wanted to learn, so I was better there. I was there quite good. But after a few years, I went to England for summer vacation work, and it happened that after being so good in school, I cannot speak the word, or I cannot even understand those people. So actually, school learning proved that I don't have talent to languages. And also, I didn't catch the English so easily working in England. So I didn't have talent. So look, you don't need talent for this also. So after many years of learning English, actually it took me 10 years to learn English to the level of fluent communication. But then a few years ago, I moved to Germany, to Austria, and then to Germany, where I didn't speak German. I wanted to learn it before, but trying to also go to private courses also didn't help me too much. And then in Germany, I started to learn myself, or finding the ways how to communicate with mouth, speaking, voice communication, how to communicate faster and get there quicker. And this is how I found which things are working and which are just wasting of time. And if you are planning to speak, to really challenge yourself to speak in 6 until 12 months. And this is what I did in German. After 6 months, I got a job as a German speaking coordinator, although that was beginning of my communication. And after 1 year, 12 months, after 1 year, I was communicative in German language, 1 year from starting. So that was quite a success for me. And then after 2 years, I made a B2 certificate for the German in Hamburg, in Goethe Institute, officially. So it's just possible for me. And, I was really literally was speaking, 1% of German. That was nothing. And then after this, I started to learn Spanish. And turns out that also in 1 year, I was able to communicate and learn thousands of words and communicate. And now I took on challenge to learn French. Why not? If I have the ways to help me to learn quicker. So that's a little bit my story. I can tell a little bit about the talent. You don't need talent. And this is the point number 1 for today. Because stop waiting for talent. People can tell you all the time that that they don't have talent for something, especially for languages. So don't wait. Well, don't wait for talent. Okay, we think we have talent or we don't have. So you don't need talent. Let me tell you why. Don't need talent. Let me tell you why. Look, talented people, we are usually hear about them in radio, TV or internet. We see that somebody is talented in football or in swimming or in climbing, yeah? And we hear about them because they're on world-class level. But let me tell you, do you need talent to start to swim? To swim in the swimming pool, let's say, yeah? Do you need talent for this? Do you need talent to ride a bicycle? Do you need talent to drive a car? Do you need talent to what others are sport? Yeah, what other sports are Olympic Games, for example, yeah? To play football. Do you need talent for this? No, you don't. Each of these things you have to sometimes learn years, but sometimes few months, few years, and you can be pretty good in this. But what means pretty good? I can play football, although I have no chance to be not even in national team. I don't have chance to be even in local team. Oh, regional team, local probably I would have chances. But in national team, but I can play football. I can ride a bike. I can ride a bike quite fast, but I don't have talent and skill enough to win Tour de France or to win in Olympic Games. I can swim. Yeah, took me months, a lot of months to swim, to learn to swim, but I don't have talent for this, so don't have chance to win Olympic gold medal on Olympic Games in swimming. You understand my point? You can learn pretty much everything to the decent, normal level, including language, without having a talent. So don't wait for talent, because you don't need such things as talent to learn language, to learn speaking language. Speaking. It's just a matter of learning, because we need to speak. We need to speak. So you don't need talent for this. This is very, very crucial. Second thing, second is, we'll have 7 points today, by the way, 7 points. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see if there are any questions. If you have any questions, by the way, shoot in the comments, please. Very good. Okay. We can see it. Yeah, there will be 7 visible. Very good. Fantastic. Right. Fantastic. So, grammar. Like ugly. Ugly. Speaking. / grammar. Yeah. Hateful word. Even I hear grammar word, I'm getting a rush or getting fever even. Look, this is one of the most important point which stops you from speaking. And you can start speaking literally in those 7 days if you believe that you can. And if you believe in some things I can tell you. For example, that grammar is double M, eh? Grammar is not important. It's not. I promise you this. Let me tell you. If you go to the restaurant, somewhere in the country which they speak language you don't know, are you learning, let's say, and you sit down, or you are 2 people, let's say, and you say the word table and 2, or maybe table for 2, una mesa para dos, let's say in Spanish, yeah? Ein Tisch für zwei in German, let's say. Don't know how is it in French, not yet. Table pour 2. So, server and the waiter will know that you are talking that you need a table for two. What is important, he wouldn't suspect that you mean, can I buy here apples? Yeah? Or I came here to buy shoes, because the situation is you are in a restaurant. So only those two words, table and two, will allow you to get a table there. And then the rest you can read from menu or you can show. And that's it. And then you have money, everybody is happy. Yeah? Let me give another example. Shoes, yeah? You go to the shoe store. Shoe store, let's say like in German, there's Deichmann, let's say. Shoe store. And you say two words. In German, let's say, it will be German. Yeah? Schuhe, Fußball. You know, only two words. Yeah? And literally, you give somebody there who is working there that you need a shoe for football. They wouldn't like you. They wouldn't say to you or think, oh, fish, fish, you can buy in a supermarket. Or I want to rent a car. Yes, okay, you know, there is on the other side of the town. No, you know those two words. And what I'm doing now, you don't have something like ugly speaking. What is important, the most important, is to ignore grammar, because your point is to communicate, to speak starting from speaking from the first days, even 7 days. Look, what is grammar? Grammar means that there is a list of rules, number of rules which are saying that they have to be built this way and the questions are formed this way, and then some words you can use, some words you cannot use. For example, in English, when you are with one, me is a person, two is not persons, is people. And there are several other rules, and the dictionary of the languages contains something like 400,000 words, and we should use them all. The reality is quite different. There's literally almost nobody in the country who speaks perfect language. Yeah? There are only professors, 1%. Yeah? Maybe some passionate people. Let's take a risky gamble. 5% of the population speaks very very correctly the certain language. It's not 50%. No? It's not 20-30%. People can be literate, can be educated, intelligent, and they can speak just normal, plain language. That's called communication. And this is, I know from my experience. Not only I'm native Polish, not only in Poland, you can meet on the street people who are just speaking, just plain normal language. With, the sentences starting, from in the middle of sentence, or we're just shorting. Not like in the teacher will say that, that you have to speak the full sentences. That's stupid. This is not the reality. In England, same thing. Also, people are not speaking correctly. And also between each other, they also sometimes don't understand themselves. Yeah? Germany is the same. People are speaking correctly, but not properly like, like in the dictionary. And this you can see in the world in general. In England, for example, there's some kind of, literacy language for the queen and the king family. Queen, sorry, now it's king. King's family, where they should speak, more correctly than normal, this kind of correct language, and other people can speak normally. Yes, okay. But who will meet queen or king and, have to speak with them like this? Otherwise, you just have to ignore it. Same in Germany a little bit is this kind of language, but probably it's more reserved in general for the, offices like City Hall or the financial service, RES or something. They send normally the letters or the emails or the documents which are in very complicated language. But as I said, written, even in the letter, you can just make a picture of this and translate it immediately. Email, you can translate it with one click of the button. So you don't need grammar for this. And for speaking, not because normal people don't speak grammarly. So ugly speaking, there's no such thing. What is ugly speaking? What is instead is communication. because what you need is communication. And this is all the difference what you need to know to break the ice and start speaking in 7 days. All right, another point is move to meet people. Move to meet people. If you happen to be in the country where people are speaking for you foreign language, I see if there's other questions. Oh yeah, hello Jordan. Jordan, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you for giving me a thumb up. Very good. So, move to meet people. All right. Some of you maybe live in the country where you are trying to learn the language. Yeah. So, like I was in Germany and I wanted to learn speaking German. So then I could move myself, and it really sounds difficult, but it's actually not, because you can go outside and you can train your language. It's pretty easy. You go to supermarket, you want to order something, you just say the things, yeah, sentences. You can go there between the people and you will hear also. But what is better, actually, when you are abroad, to meet with expats. Just meet, when you are there, just meet expats. Expats are people who live in the country, are foreigners living in the country. So in Germany, there's on Facebook, almost pretty much all big cities, there is a Facebook group called, let's say, Expats in Hamburg, Expats in Berlin, Expats in Munich. And those are people who are living in the new, they are foreigners living in their new country, new city. And there you just can write there or find that they organize meeting because they are foreigners like you in this town and they want to meet. And this is I can really recommend, it's a really pleasant meeting with the people who have problems and challenges like you, also language challenge there. So that's if you are there in the country, that's for you. But if you are not, there is a solution even better for you. If you are not there to meet the people, it's still a solution for you. Another solution for you is use app Tandem or another whatever. Another apps like working on Tandem, that's the app where people from all over the world, they're registered there with the intention to learn new language. So somebody from another country is registering themselves that, hello, I'm Juan, I'm from Mexico and I want to learn English. I speak native Spanish, I can offer my Spanish and I want to learn English. And you can say, being apart from there somewhere else, let's say, and it doesn't matter if you are from England or USA, you can register there, and also you can write hello, I'm John, my native language is English, I would love to learn Spanish. And you will find really thousands of people who wants to learn, teach you, learn with you together. So you send the voice messages, and it's important. You can send the written messages, but what I recommend is the communication all the time, speaking communication and hearing, because this is what is important these days. It's no more writing messages, because nobody writes messages right now apart from me writing here. Normally we don't write messages, letters, we don't send them anymore. We don't read normal newspapers. We just use the electronic devices, and for this you can translate the message you want to send. You want to send something in Chinese, you just type it in Google Translate and it will translate it to you. And somebody from China can send you a message and you can translate it back to you for your English or whatever language you're speaking. So I'm talking using Tandem or this to meet people, to speak To speak, speak, not to send messages. To speak, speak, and train there. And this is what I did for my Spanish. German, I was learning being in Germany, so I was meeting people. Spanish, I was using Tandem, and on Tandem, I'm sending messages every day to the great person called Jordan. He is Cuban. I send regards to him. He's Cuban. He lives in Brazil, and we send it to each other the messages every day, one messages. So I was learning Spanish. Now I did, thanks to him. I was learning Spanish. I was sending my English. So because he was learning English, I was learning Spanish. I was sending him the English message and Spanish, trying to speak. And he was sending me back his Spanish, native Spanish, and his learning English message. Yeah, and it was voice messages, 1 minute. It turns out it was 1 minute, sometimes 2 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, each of them, but usually 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's the rule of this, because you don't want to spend half an hour learning, because what you want to be consistent, do it every day, even if it's only 1 minute messages. Yeah, and yeah, from this time we both learn. He speaks fantastic English, I speak communicative Spanish, and this way we learned practically for free. First there's a Tandem, if then you can move on WhatsApp and do the same thing on WhatsApp. So this is what I recommend. Great, it's great, it's fantastic trip. It's fantastic tip, really. Right. Another point. Where are we? Yeah. Comfort zone. So I want to say, what comfort zone is something we have around us. It's the things we know, things we do, things we speak, things who we are now. Yeah. But let's see that we want to learn the new language. So we want to be somebody who knows a little bit better than today. We have to grow, learn new level on ourselves. That will be with the language. It's happening with all the things we want to learn, new things. So that will be with languages. If you want to learn new skill, so like driving a car, then you have to also go outside of comfort zone. If you don't swim and you want to learn swimming, then you have to go a little bit outside comfort zone to go to the water and try to swim. With language, is absolutely the same. And comfort zone is kind of things which are keeping you safe, cocooned, safe and warm. But let's be honest, if you want to move forward, you have to treat it as comfort zone is your enemy. Maybe it's aggressive, yeah, but you have to know that comfort zone is stopping you from moving. And what is for me the most, which is working for me with comfort zone, is that there is a reason why I want to learn language, yeah, and the reason why, how to fight with comfort zone, yeah, we can how to kill them, yeah, the comfort zone, or really at least to be brave enough to move step out. So because there is a reason, there's also a reason why. The reason why with exclamation mark. The reason why will push you outside of comfort zone for learning. If maybe you saw my webinar for 2 weeks ago about how higher can be your salary if if you are speaking on a communicative level in other foreign language, in English, in German. In foreign language, which is not speaking. If you are from Germany, you want to learn other language, which is English, for example. Or if you are in France, you want to learn English. You are in Italy, probably English. Or Italy, you want to learn German. In each of the cases, the difference between being not knowing any language, which is, either A or A1 is something like not knowing the language, to the B1, B2, which is communicative B2, yeah, between this, it's minimum 20% more salary on the positions, yeah. once you learn this language and you can be communicative, you can present it yourself in CV, you can present it for the new position in the new company, and you can apply, and there on average you can earn 20% more. That's really important, and it can be a reason why. Other can think that the new language can help them to develop their relationships because they can find a partner speaking different language, or maybe there is a person they are interested in that's speaking already the new language and they want to learn. That's the reason why. And with this reason why, it's more important than the comfort zone. And with this, you can learn faster. So I would say this is what is driving me. The reason why for me was that I can earn more and I can move out to the countries. Well, also was that I want to live in the beautiful places, and that was outside, and I chose beautiful places in Germany. I was in the bank of River Mosel, which is beautiful. And also the reason why for me I wanted to try my hands on the new career path, and that will be in the modern country like Germany, and it worked perfectly. I had to learn, as I said, I had to learn, but it was really months and really 2 years which took me to learn to communicative level, but months to get, to be quite acquainted, quite fluent, quite normal understanding of German. And in Spanish it's the same, and in French, as far as I see, it's quite similar. So I have my reasons why also to learn French. You find your reason why, and then you can go further. We have a question, looks like, right? Okay. Hello daher. Ich möchte sehr gut Deutsch sprechen, aber habe ich das Gefühl, dass der Sprache noch nicht erreicht. Ich würde wie ein Native anhören. Was können Sie empfehlen? Native anhören. Okay, liebe Gaurukulkarni. Woher kommst du? Du sprichst und du schreibst auch auf Deutsch. Woher kommst du? Where are you from? So, I will translate you the question from Gauru. Hello. I would like to speak German, but I have a feeling that the language is that this language is not accessible, is not achievable. It's not achievable for me. I would love to speak and be heard as a native speaker. What could you recommend? Südindien, okay. Hey, gratuliere, Gauru. Südindien, weil jetzt wir haben die neue, wie ist das, Vertrag zwischen Europäischer Union und Indien. Ja? Also vielleicht mit das, du kannst länger in Deutschland bleiben. Ich verstehe, du bist in Deutschland. Das ist sehr schön. Okay, gratuliere dann. Du bist in die beste Zeit jetzt in Deutschland. But you speak also, Gauru, also English. So let me answer in English to this. Let me answer. So, you said, I live in Germany myself, yeah? I'm in 3 years in Germany right now, which is south of Germany, near Luxembourg and French border. I'll tell you something which one can a little bit break the shackles, rattle some cages, let's say. So, you mentioned that you want to speak, so let me maybe write it somewhere there. Yeah, you said you want to speak like a native. Speak like native. So I understand you are no more 3 or 6 years old, so probably speaking like a native, it's not exactly what you meant, because we will not speak like a native, and it's okay. Listen, it's fantastic, because actually being in Germany or any other Western country, let's say like United States, like England, like France, like Germany, like Austria, Switzerland, there are a lot of expats like you, which means people who live there in Germany, like you for sure see hundreds and hundreds of people who are also not German. And people in Germany, they see it and they accept it, and it's normal. I live in Germany for years already, and I see they accept it. It's just reality. The point is, you don't need to speak like native. You don't need to be heard as a native speaker. You can work on your accent. You can work on some grammar, you know. You can work on vocabulary, and please do. But don't you worry about this. This is what I can recommend. What I recommend, don't try to be native. Yeah, I recommend don't be perfect. This is what I do. This is what I do and what I recommend. Don't be perfect, because when you say you want to be speak like native, it says that you are ambitious person, ambitious young person who wants to speak like native, and it's a very good approach. But you probably don't have time, because to be closer to native, you need to have a level of closer to C2, at least C1 to study on university, you know. And this can take years. And I know people who are from abroad in Germany, and they reached the C1 level, and they are very, very fluent. Probably you meant something like this, not the native, but they are very, very fluent, I mean. And they are in relationship with German people, and they speak, and you understand everything. In the middle of the night, they would be wake up, and they would speak, understand German. No problem. But you need this. But you don't need C1, C2, my friend, to speak fluent and communicative German, and to be accepted or approved in society. Don't you worry. What you need is bring the value that you are hardworking, that you are ambitious person, as I see you are. But please don't be perfect. Just learn the vocabulary. Don't learn you can learn grammar, but my survival guide is, don't focus on grammar. Focus please on the vocabulary, Wörter zu lernen. Focus on vocabulary, and then move forward to more vocabulary, and you will see. If you move to meet people, for example, expats, yeah. In which city do you live, by the way? Gaurus, tell me, in which city do you live? Thank you for this question, by the way, because I think this perfectionism, this is what is stopping us a lot with speaking. And you can do it from the first day. Just don't be perfect. Just move forward. And one of the ways for this is, don't be perfect, focus on vocabulary, meet people. Just go in whatever town, city you are, meet expats, and if you work, you hear native speaking Germans, try to involve in communication. If not, just go on expat meetings. There are very friendly people there, and then you can talk about everything, about bullshit, about sport, about weather, about the country, about Germany, and so on, about citizenship and so on. You can talk there, and every time you will meet probably somebody else, and I remember this experiment. We are talking English sometimes, but we're a lot of times just speaking also German. We're also a lot of times speaking German, and that was fantastic also, because we were training our German, between each other, and we're also, understanding, playing with German, Somebody didn't understand, that's okay, because then somebody will tell you, ja, Handy, Fernsehen, Fernbedienung, something like this, yeah. Gauro. Vielen Dank daher. All right, no problem. Stuttgart. Oh, look, beautiful city of Stuttgart, yeah? So, Gauro lives in Stuttgart, South Germany, Southwest Germany, the capital city of Baden-Württemberg. Beautiful beautiful, by the way, the Bundesland. So that's beautiful, beautiful town, 600,000 people, one of the most developed in Germany. Pretty expensive, as I remember, but also very technically oriented. It is a capital city of Porsche and Mercedes, so yeah. And also beautiful vineyards. They're just next to the city, Stuttgart, so I congratulate you for the choice of the city. I was there a few times. I lived, by the way, in Ulm, which is not far away. And now we are not maybe so far away. We are probably 3 hours drive between each other, because my trier is also on south, more to the west maybe, but close to Luxembourg. So anyway, so try not to be perfect or never be perfect. But what you need is a vocabulary, is the word for communication, yeah? And really, the sentences, I was learning also this stupid German sentences, I mean, in the German school, you know, just, you know, decamolo, something, this kind of order in the sentences. You will get it. You will get it with time. So focus on vocabulary, focus on, let me go through other points, and then you will move forward, but don't be perfect. Let me move to another points which are important, and you will see what I mean. Because all of this, with communication, will form in your head to one beautiful picture of speaking fluently communicative. All right, that was about the comfort zone, yeah? 5. It's ignoring. Ignore. Complainers. Or the losers. You know, if somebody will tell you, you want to learn German, for example, or you want to learn Spanish or French, somebody will tell you, hey, you know, I tried this one and I was learning 3 years and I cannot speak, I knew some words in French, but I cannot say. Just really stop the conversation or just move to the weather or really run. Oh, I have a meeting, I need to go. Really, don't listen to this, because what kind of advice it is? Millions and millions of people are learning French, and somebody who is telling you that he didn't learn. All right, how can it help you? How can it help you? And if this person didn't learn French, please don't even take any advice of this person, because this person will tell you, oh, you know, for words actually I use the best, I don't know, dictionary. Or for words actually I learned the best in school. Any advice from the person who is not successful in this language is worth exactly 0. Free advice is worth 0. If somebody who is polyglot, well, like myself, if somebody learned already language, so I'm not an expert in French, but I can advise you in German, I can advise you now in Spanish and in English, how can learn it, I do it now, or somebody, your friend, who speaks already the language, then you can ask them, because he's a kind of winner, not the loser. So please ignore people, the naysayers, the complainers, the losers, because they will stop you. I think it's quite important. We know those people around us, yeah? The people who are complaining all the time that something is bad, something is worse, and they don't do much with this. I think it's an important point to meet. That's why, on this presentation, that's why I put it. Now I'm going to a very important point. Videos / movies. Time, let's say 10, 20. What does it mean? Yeah, what does it mean? When I was trying to learn the accent on understanding, in English, by the way, first, I will watch Lord of the Ring, the 2 Towers, I think once and 2, I got something, yeah, and then I watched 5 times and 7 times. I said, I understand more, because from any other time I was learning more and more, understanding what's going on, and I catch more and more words. And at the same time I was learning language and the words, and I got learning more and more. And you know, actually, I used this in learning German, like 7 years ago or something. That I chose the movie, let's say for this one was Die Hard with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, you know, Die Hard, yippee-ki-yay, yippee-ki-yay. aka motherfucker, yeah, something like that. I'm sorry, YouTube, for this. So it was there written. I had there on DVD, and I was watching this Die Hard like at least 10 times. It could be 20, because sometimes I watched it, half an hour, 1 hour, I had to go in the meeting or something, and I watched it again, or in the end, or some my favorite scenes. And this is what I truly recommend. I did it also I did it in Germany. I did it in German with other videos. In Spanish, I watched Notting Hill, with Hugh Grant, or Glass Onion with Daniel Craig, or Independence Day, that was in German. I watched it several times also in Spanish, and it really helped me. And the idea of this is, you choose your movie, your video. On DVD you can, but let's say on Netflix, you choose it. Your favorite movie, because something I know it can be Notting Hill, it can be Home Alone, or some comedy, or some movie you just watch from time to time, or James Bond movie or something, and you watch it every few years because it's the best movie for you, and just watch it another 10 times, 20 times, from time to time, in the new language. That's the key. That's the key of this. In new language. It really helps. Why is it helping? Because you know exactly what's going to happen in this video, in this movie. You know exactly what in Die Hard Bruce Willis will say now. And you hear it now in your new language. That's extremely good. That's working. That's really working in your subconscious mind. Add this to the vocabulary. Add this to the that's the listening. Yeah. Add it to the vocabulary. Add it to you're trying to speak in tandem every day, and it's speaking from the first days. Really, not even 7 days, but from the first days, is really something achievable for you. That's really working. I'm telling you guys. 7, and the last. Really, we're running out of time. Today is longer a little bit. So, plan. That's a 7, big 7. Plan plus constant attack. In French is also attack. Plan and constant attack. So, in order to approach the learning language, I really strongly recommend you to plan yourself that you are going to do it for another year. And it's not actually very huge challenge to learn it, because what you need is, what I mean by this is, you need routine. Daily. Your daily habit. Just create your daily routine. And what you need is really, literally, 15 minutes per day. What you do in these 15 minutes? You focus only 15 minutes. You focus on communication to learn the words. You learn the words, how to do it. I speak in another videos, but in general it's about learning the most frequently used words on flashcards, just to learn the most important words you need. You can also write it for yourself in a translator just to translate it, and in this way you can learn it. And focus on, and this you can spend 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I do it like this, 7, 8, 10 minutes per day, and I learn in my daily routine now French. For 10 minutes I learn the new words. Another few minutes I spend on tandem with sending messages, sending messages. I do it still for Spanish, so I do it a little bit more, but I do it for French. It's easy. I listen 1 minute message from Eric from France, which I send regards to Eric. Thank you for this. great person. He's sending to me every day messages in his English he is learning. He's getting better and better and better and better in this, really, because we do it daily. 1 minute in French and 1 minute in English. He's learning English and French, so I can hear his French, and I'm saying in English, answer, and saying in English, so then he can listen to the fluent English, and that's working. And this is like 10-15 minutes. Have any question, please let me know. One other thing, some people can have idea that maybe it's better to learn. I don't have today time, and let me learn. I have more time on Saturday. I will learn Saturday. So you move Saturday to have equivalent of 15 minutes. It means 1 hour 45 minutes learning constantly on the Saturday day, which is day off, you know. And there are 3 reasons why you shouldn't do it. First of all, 1 hour 45 minutes, there is no way you can keep concentration for 1 hour 45 minutes. You will be already tired after half an hour, so you need to make a coffee, tea, make a break. After 1 hour, you need to eat something, and then this 1 hour 45 minutes will prolong to 3 hours, you know, 2.5, 3 hours. So that will be longer. And what the problem with this, you do it 1, 2, and the third time you say, I just don't have, this Saturday I don't have time. And it's normal. And you're done, you're finished with this language, yeah. So this is one reason. Second reason is it's much harder to take out from your day this 1 hour 45 minutes than is to find 15 minutes per day. This is watching 15 minutes per day. It's much harder with 1 hour 45 minutes, trust me. Right? 15 minutes, you can. And that was the you can, and anybody, come on. I don't care what you do. You can find 15 minutes every day. You can do it on lunch, during eating lunch. You don't have to talk about bullshit or gossiping. Yeah? When you do breakfast, you can do it on breakfast. Also sending messages or making the words. Yeah, you can do. I do it in lunch. You can in the bus you are driving. You can do it. When you are coming back, when you staying in the queuing in the post office or in the supermarket, you can do it. You can do it. Everybody can do it. Everybody. And the third reason why you should do it like this, like learning every day, is all the time keeps your neurons, your new language moving, and the connection between neurons in the head are working every day and are always fresh. And this way you can learn much faster, much better than once per week. Trust me on this. And it's 15 minutes everybody can find. And really don't listen to anybody who will tell you that they don't have 15 minutes. It means they are, I don't know, chained into the wall and they cannot move to find 15 minutes, or what? They're working 16 hours per day and then coming back and then sleep. Well, I was working 12 hours a day and I still work. By the way, I'm employed full-time as a director of sales, and I have a job in real estate, which I'm writing books about. Well, that's about Germany, that's about learning, but here's about the real estate. I have a business apart from this having full job, and I have family which is there also, and I can find for this not only still progressing in my Spanish, but also to learn the language change. Not to mention making also webinars for you guys. So everybody can find it. Listen, thank you very much that you attended this webinar. Thank you. If you feel that this was useful for you, please, not only subscribe, like it, comment it, please, and send it, please, to your brother, your sister, your friend who is always struggling with language, your girlfriend who wants to learn the language, your fiancé who is always dreaming about learning French, your son who wants to learn English. Send it to your father, your mother, everybody who is dreaming and wants to learn language, and you find it useful, please send to them. It will also help me to create more materials like this. That being said, thank you very much for attending this, and if there are no more questions, if you have more questions, you can add them in the description. And then thank you very much and see you next week. That will be Wednesday. Normally there's every Wednesday there is a webinar, but last Wednesday unfortunately my son got sick. I'm a little bit sick, but he got sick with fever, so I had to skip it unfortunately. So sorry, but it will be every Wednesday 8 o'clock Central European Time, 8 o'clock p.m. Yeah, I see you there. Thank you very much and see you next time. I will switch off like this webinar. Thank you.